Yes, everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves. Welcome back to a brand new transfer and news video on the channel. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe, and some more news and rumours to talk about today. We're still in the internationals, but they're going to be over in just about a week or so. So I'm expecting the transfer merry-go-round to really speed up and get going. There's a real domino effect with transfers that is going to be happening this summer, which we will obviously talk about in today's video. But a big piece of news is that the Wolves home kit has been officially released today. As you can see on the screen, Wolves revealed it at about 9 o'clock UK time this morning, accompanied with Wolverhampton rapper Reaper on the release video, which is really, really good. So, nice kit. I think it's really nice, as we expected the Astro Pay sponsor to be on there. Like we spoke about on one of the previous videos, it's pretty much the same as the one that was leaked just under a week ago. But now we can see high definition photos of it, and it does look really nice and a lot better than the ManBetX logo. The Astro Pay is, nice and simple, and a very inoffensive kit for next season. And fingers crossed we can make plenty of memories and make it an iconic kit for whatever reason. I'm sure, well, hopefully for a good reason, by winning something or having a good campaign. Now, talking about the 22-23 campaign, one player that probably won't be at Molineux is going to be Barcelona's Nico Gonzalez. Now, he's a player that we've spoken about quite a bit recently in regards to a move. If you remember, in the last video, we spoke about how Barcelona do have players they want to get rid of, and they offered Wolves a number of those players, including the likes of Martin Braithwaite, Ricky Puig. But Wolves said they would only swap or would only consider a move for Nico Gonzalez. Well, Jorge Mendes, the super agent, of course, got very close ties with Wolves. A number of his clients play for Wolves. He's been in Barcelona in the last 24 hours or so, having discussions about a number of players. I'm sure Ruben Neves was brought up in the conversation as well. But Nico Gonzalez is not leaving Barcelona this summer. There are plenty of proposals there. It was said that Mendes went to Barcelona with a proposal for Nico Gonzalez. Maybe it was Wolves, but Xavi has said he's a part of the Barcelona plans and will not be leaving the new camp this summer. So that was obviously a player that Wolves were looking at to possibly replace Ruben Neves. As it stands, nothing really has changed on Ruben Neves. The Telegraph reported in their transfer articles this week that Wolves, in an ideal world, would demand around £70 million for Ruben Neves, which I think is a great fee. If we can get between 60 and 70, I think that's a really decent amount of money for Ruben Neves, who's obviously happy at Wolves, but also knows for him as a player and his future, there's probably better clubs to be playing for right now. But let me know your thoughts on the value of Neves. And I was talking earlier about sort of this merry-go-round and almost domino effect of transfers. Obviously, another one that we've been speaking about is Palhinha. Now, it's said in the last week or so that he's not going to be focused on any transfer talk until his Portugal international duty is over. So hopefully in the next week or so. So I think this time next week we're going to really start seeing the transfer window ramp up slightly. But it's also said that there's a big chance that Wolves won't sign Palhinha until Ruben Neves leaves the club. So this is what I said, I think, last week, that if Neves is going to leave Wolves, I just want this wrapped up sooner rather than later, because I think this will have a huge effect on how Wolves do the rest of their business this summer. And one of the most interesting things with the Palhinha deal is, obviously, we sold Ruben Vinagre to Sporting. That was made official this summer. In January, their manager had already said that they were going to be making it official. Now, part of that deal for Vinagre to join Sporting was that obviously Wolves would get a fee, which was in and around 10 million euros. And also Wolves would hold 50% of his economic rights. Vinagre's, that is. So basically that means if Sporting were to sell him next summer, Wolves would get 50% of any deal. Now, what Wolves can do for this Palhinha deal is give up some of that 50%. So they might give Sporting 20, 25%. And obviously that would give Wolves a little bit of money off any potential deal for Palhinha. So, as it stands, he's still a Sporting player, Palhinha. He's been linked with Wolves for the last 2 or 3 years now. And I'm sure some of us are just hoping that it gets across the line this summer so we stop talking about it. But like I said, it's quite a bit of a... I think sort of the domino effect will probably start from Manchester United, who are interested in Frankie de Jong. And if de Jong goes to Manchester United, then Barcelona will probably look at Neves because they'll have the funds to be able to do so. And then obviously we'll be able to go for Palhinha. So it's crazy how one or two deals can just almost influence the rest of the market and many, many clubs across Europe. But we'll have to see how that one goes. Now, Premier League player that Wolves have been linked with in the last day or so is Liverpool's Takumi Minamino. He is obviously a very talented winger. One of those players that has really struggled to break in consistently to the Liverpool setup. He had a little loan spell out at Southampton a year or so ago. His goal record per minutes and per games this season has been very impressive. I believe finished as top goal scorer in both the League Cup and both the FA Cup, which Liverpool went on to win. It's said that they're looking in around £17 million for Minamino, but they do want his future resolved quite quickly. So this is a deal that is going to move quite fast. There are a number of clubs, a number of Premier League clubs interested in him and a couple of clubs abroad as well. But Minamino at the moment is a player that Wolves apparently are keeping their eye on. A player that was linked in the last day or so as well was the Torino midfielder Matt Garbett. He's 20 years of age. He's just broken into the Torino team over the last few months or so. New Zealand international as well has been really impressive on this current international break. So it said that Wolves are one of the clubs keeping tabs on him and seeing his progress. So we'll keep our eye on that deal just there. And bringing up, obviously, Darma Traore, another player that we've had dealings with Barcelona. A lot of fans probably, aren't happy with how Barcelona have dealt with this Adama Traore deal. When they brought him in on loan, we were sort of all got the impression that they were going to be signing him. The way their president was talking about it, the way they sold the move to Adama almost. Now Barca aren't going to be signing him. It looks like any swap deal for Trincao at the moment is off the table. Trincao looks like he's going to be moving to Sporting. So Darma is obviously going to be coming back to Wolves. Now, just 12 months left on his contract. What do Wolves do with Adama Traore? Now, the most straightforward option would probably be to sell him right now. If he signs a new contract with the club on reasonable terms, I think he would probably stay. He was offered a new deal at Wolves, which he rejected. He's expecting to be amongst the top earners at the club, which obviously, he wasn't giving us the numbers right now. So it's going to be an interesting summer for Darma. Anyway, Everton have been linked with him over the last week or so. Obviously, Everton now have got Kevin Farewell as their director of football, somebody who was at Wolves for such a long time. Probably one of the main instigators of Wolves actually moving for Adama Traore initially. So Everton supposedly registered their interest and will be keeping their eye on Adama. And again, it's a player that will bring in money. There's a lot of players, fringe players at the Wolves at the moment that, although it's not going to be huge amounts, you've got players like Catrone, you've got players like Darma, probably Neves, that are going to bring in quite a bit of money, and selling a couple of players for 10, 15 million quid will soon add up. And, you'll be able to sign some decent players with that. So we've just got to try and get our business rolling as soon as possible, really, to try and get some solid transfer rumours and some players through the door. As always, guys, let me know your thoughts on today's news. Let me know your thoughts on the home kit. Ruben Neves for £70 million. Do you think he's worth it? As always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys, and I'll see you all very, very soon.